You're listening to this. Hello, this is Dave, and for the next half hour, I'll be reading from the July 9th issue of the Kenton Bee on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Veteran of the Quarter. Sergeant First Class Peter Tice II was recognized posthumously as the City of Tonawonda's Veteran of the Quarter by Mayor Bill Strasberg. Accepting the award on his behalf were his daughters Tiffany and Lizzie. Tice, a 1988 graduate of Tonawanda High School, enlisted in the United States Army as a fire support specialist in 1988 and served on active duty there until 1990, at which time he joined the reserves. He returned to active duty in 1993 and completed the Special Forces Qualification Course in 1997, where he was assigned to Charlie Company, 2nd Battalion, 3rd Special Forces Group, based in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He served on missions in Bosnia, the Persian Gulf War, Panama, and Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. His awards include the Army Commendation Medal, Joint Service Achievement Award, NATO Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Combat Medical Badge, Parachutist Badge, Special Forces Tab, and many others. Tice was killed in a crash of a U.S. Air Force MC-130H Combat Talon II aircraft. He is survived by his wife and 5 children, Felicia, Faith, Tiffany, Samantha, and Elizabeth. Tonawanda Kenmore Historical Society launches Western New York Tombstone Trail 250. The Town of Tonawanda Kenmore Historical Society is inviting residents and visitors to discover the rich history of the town of Tonawanda through the newly launched Western New York Tombstone Trail 250, a regional initiative commemorating America's 250th anniversary in 2026. Supported by the Erie County Historical Commission through funding provided by Erie County, the Western New York Tombstone Trail features 26 historic cemeteries throughout Western New York. The Tonawanda Kenmore Historical Society proudly sponsors 4 of the participating sites: St. Peter's Cemetery, North Bush Cemetery, Failing Cemetery, and Workley Cemetery. Together, these historic burial grounds preserve nearly 2 centuries of local history and provide a glimpse to the lives of the town of Tonawanda's earliest settlers. At the 4 cemeteries in the town of Tonawanda, visitors can enjoy self-guided walking tours. Featured gravestones are identified with the QR code stakes that can be scanned using a smartphone, providing access to engaging stories about the individuals buried there. Along the trail, visitors will encounter fascinating accounts of pioneer life, early farming communities, military service, German immigration, family traditions, and the challenges of life in the 19th century. Whether you're a lifelong resident, a genealogy enthusiast, a student of local history, or simply looking for a unique outdoor activity, the Western New York Tombstone Trail 250 offers an opportunity to experience the community's heritage in a new and meaningful way. As our nation celebrates its 250th anniversary, this trail reminds us that American history isn't found only in famous landmarks, said representatives of the Tonawanda Kenmore Historical Society. It also preserved in quiet cemeteries of our own neighborhoods where the stories of ordinary people continue to inspire us. The public is invited to visit one or all 4 of the town of Tonawanda's participating cemeteries and discover the history awaiting just beyond the cemetery gate. To learn more about the Western New York Tombstone Trail 250 and all 26 participating cemeteries across Western New York, visit www.westernNewYorkTombstoneTrail250.org or follow Western New York Tombstone Trail 250 on Facebook. Veterans Hall of Fame honors a lifetime of service. The New York State Senate Veterans Hall of Fame recognizes veterans who have distinguished themselves through both military service and continued dedication to their communities. Each year, members of the Senate nominate one veteran from their district whose life exemplifies the values of duty, honor, leadership, and public service. This year, Senator Zellner inducted Mike Militello, who is an Amherst resident. Militello was able to attend the ceremony in Albany, so he was presented the award at a smaller ceremony in the city of Tonawanda, attended by Mayor Bill Strasberg and Zellner on Wednesday, July 1st, at the Veterans Memorial Park in the city of Tonawanda. In front of the helicopter, Militello was presented with the USA flag in a glass box that had been flown over the U.S. Capitol buildings. Senator Jeremy Zellner said, "The freedoms we enjoy today were secured by Americans like Michael Militello, who answered the call to serve our country with extraordinary courage and selflessness. His actions in Vietnam embody the very best of our nation's military tradition. But what makes his story even more remarkable is the life he built after returning home." The story is continued on page 13. His leadership and his advocacy for veterans, his commitment to charitable organizations, and his investment in Western New York. Michael has spent decades continuing to serve others. It is my privilege to recognize him as the 2026 New York State Senate Veterans Hall of Fame inductee for the 61st Senate District. Militello proudly served in the United States Army during the Vietnam War and achieved the rank of specialist. He demonstrated exceptional courage, resilience, and dedication to his fellow soldiers. Drafted in 1968 while attending the University at Buffalo, he served as an infantryman with the 25th Infantry Division. On August 13, 1968, while acting as point man for his unit, Militello was critically wounded during a Viet Cong ambush. Despite sustaining multiple gunshot wounds, he continued to return fire and assist his platoon until he was evacuated. For his bravery and sacrifice, Militello was awarded the Purple Heart, the Combat Infantry Badge, and numerous commendations recognizing his service in active ground combat. Following months of recovery in military hospitals in Vietnam, Japan, and the United States, Militello returned home to Buffalo and resumed his education. Drawing upon the discipline, perseverance, and leadership he developed in the Army, Militello built a highly successful career as an entrepreneur in Western New York's hospitality industry. Over the course of several decades, he founded and operated a number of well-known restaurants and entertainment venues, contributing to the growth and revitalization of Buffalo's dining and cultural landscape, particularly within the theater district. Militello has also demonstrated a deep and ongoing commitment to community service. He has held leadership roles in numerous civic and charitable organizations, including the Seneca Diabetes Foundation, the Amherst Drug Court Foundation, and Market Arcade Film and Arts Center. Militello's contributions have supported economic development, public health initiatives, and the arts throughout the region. He has also been an advocate for veterans, helping to ensure that those who served have access to resources, opportunities, and recognition. A lifelong resident of Western New York, Militello exemplifies the enduring values of service, leadership, and perseverance. His military heroism and lifelong commitment to his community have made a lasting impact, and his story continues to inspire future generations. Michael Militello said, "To every veteran, you carried something most people will never understand. You still carry it, But I am here to tell you that the same strength that you got through the jungle, the desert, the ocean, and the darkness, that strength does not expire. It does not have a discharge date. Use it. Build something. Love somebody. Leave a mark. I'm truly humbled by being included among so many New York State veterans in our Veterans Hall of Fame. There was a home decorating contest in North Tonawanda. The winner of the home decorating contest held in North Tonawanda was the Hammond family on Tremont Street. Legislator Richard Andrus announced a contest where residents could show off their patriotic spirit to celebrate America 250. The prize is a summer barbecue prize valued at approximately $250. On June 10th, the day that the city of Tonawanda remembered a long, long time, as many of you know, Kohler Pool, our municipal summer swimming pool, is in need of extensive repairs and upgrades. This piece written by William Strasberg, mayor of the city of Tonawanda. The list of repairs needed include filters, piping, drainage systems, fencing, decking, bathroom upgrades, and liner replacement. The estimated cost to fix these issues was approximately $4 million in 2024. This was simply something the city of Tonawanda could not afford on its own. Last year, spearheaded by resident Amanda Shepler, the city of Tonawanda applied for a New York State SWIMS grant. The grant would cover most of the repairs. However, if awarded, the grant required a matching percentage that would have cost the city of Tonawanda approximately $1 million. Despite a tremendous effort, the city of Tonawanda was not selected to receive the SWIM grants. In late summer, the community held a rally at Kohler Pool, which demonstrated to me just how important Kohler Pool is to our residents, and specifically the children of our community. Upon taking office on January 1st, I prioritized trying to find a way to save Kohler Pool. I took a one-day trip to Albany and met with our local representatives, Assemblyman Bill Conrad and Senator Jeremy Zellner, along with Governor Hochul. I was able to articulate how important Kohler Pool is to our community and how the city of Tonawanda was simply in no position to fund the needed repairs. Conversation and dialogue continued, and I held out hope that something could be done. Then the news that transformed our community. I was told that Governor Hochul had awarded the city of Tonawanda a $6 million grant to completely replace Kohler Pool. This grant not only covered the entire project, it also covered the matching funds the city would have had to provide had we received the SWIMS grant. A press conference was held on June 12th announcing the award, and Governor Hochul, Senator Zellner, and Assemblyman Conrad visited Kohler Pool to make the announcement. Because of this grant, the residents will reap the benefits of a brand new pool in the coming years. Not only was the pool saved, but it will also feature modern amenities to make it more handicap accessible and inclusive. I can't express enough how grateful I am for this grant. As I mentioned on June 12th, this grant didn't just tell kids they matter, it showed kids in this community that they matter. Thanks to everyone who helped with this project. It's a day I think makes all of City of Tonawanda proud, and I know I sure am. This article is from John Garcia, Erie County Sheriff. The Erie County Sheriff's Office is hard at work preparing for the new stadium opening. Our partners at the Buffalo Bills are just 1 month away from opening the brand new state-of-the-art Highmark Stadium to Bills Mafia during the return of the blue and red practice. On June 23rd, Under Sheriff William Cooley and I were honored to attend the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the beautiful facility on Abbott Road in Orchard Park. It was a wonderful event to honor the hard work of thousands of workers who were integral to the project's success. I want you to know that Erie County Sheriff's Office has been hard at work this year to prepare for the stadium's opening. Just as we did in the original Highmark Stadium, our deputies will provide quality public safety services across the street from the 30-year-old duration of the Bills' lease. Our deputies had a chance to walk around the new stadium during an orientation last month. Trust me when I tell you that it is nothing like the old stadium. There is no doubt that this will be a big change for everyone. It will be a change for the players team, staff, and fans, all positive changes to be sure. It will also be a big change for our deputies. That's why preparation is key, and those efforts will continue in the lead up to the season. The security of everyone in that stadium is the top priority for the Erie County Sheriff's Office. You deserve to enter those gates knowing that you are safe. That's why our deputies will remain visible throughout the grounds and on surrounding streets. I also want to use part of my column this month to commemorate the 250th birthday of our great nation. Each year, 4th of July celebrations include parades, fireworks, shows, barbecues, and time with family. To me and many of us, however, this year's festivities carry special meaning. I am reflecting on those who sacrificed to bring us to this point in the history of the United States. This includes heroic service members who have defended our freedom and duty-driven law enforcement officers who serve their communities every day. There is no doubt that division exists within our country these days, but no matter your political affiliation, we can all come together right now to take great pride in the accomplishments of our country over the last 250 years. Let us look forward to the awesome achievements of the next 250 years. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Kenton Bee on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. These articles are from the section called Out of the Past. 20 years ago, July 5th of 2006, Town of Tonawanda residents have been given a break in the wallet thanks to the town board. At the June 26th meeting in 2006, Councilmember John J. Flynn said he recently purchased garbage totes intended to stop rats from infesting the town. Will be provided to residents at no cost. There are a number of financing options originally brought before the town board with regards to how to pay for the totes, said Flynn, who has been a major proponent of the new law since early spring. All of the options set forth involve charging the residents for the totes. According to Flynn, the town has to legally and logistically establish a garbage totes capital reserve fund to finance the cost of garbage totes and to retrofit garbage packers, authorize the spending of up to $2.3 million from that fund, and then approve the transfer of those funds from the landfill closure capital reserve fund in order to pay for the totes. It was a source of money that was there, and no one knows when the landfill will close. Assistant Chief Charles J. Lacourte of Kenmore Police Department is slated to become the department's next chief on July 23rd. Born in the city of Buffalo, Lacourte grew up in the city's east side on Swan Street. When he was about 9 years old, his family relocated to Amherst. He attended St. Peter and Paul Elementary School and graduated from Bishop Newman in 1965. 9 years ago, on July 5th, for more than 100 years, members of the Twin City Elks have been making a difference in the community through the support of various charities. The organization, which started in 1904, donates to TCCO Food Bank, the YMCA, the YWCA, Kids Fishing Derby, Veterans Affair Medical Center, the Buffalo Bingo, Veterans Christmas Fund, Rockin' with Santa, and Camp Happiness. According to Jim Sutton, the charity-based organization began as the North Tonawanda Elks, but eventually changed names. After a fire destroyed the main building, the Twin City Elks moved about 4.5 years ago. The organization currently holds meetings on the first and third Tuesday of every month at the Twin Cities Lodge, number 860. Sutton, who has been a member for almost 30 years, got involved after attending a chicken barbecue. Sutton said he started asking about the group and liked it. He enjoys the camaraderie of the organization, noting he can always find friends at the lodge. At this year's Canal Fest, to be held July 16th through the 23rd, the Elks will have a food tent. St. Joe's did not become a lacrosse powerhouse overnight. The Marauders are now clear the class of the Monsignor Martin, having won back-to-back league titles. But it was not always this way. The 2016 championship win over Canisius was the first title in program history. The 2017 team was even more impressive, going undefeated in league play before winning the championship in a blowout fashion. 5 years ago, July 7th, 2021. This may have been the first season for Tonawanda boys lacrosse, but it has been years in the making. 3 years ago, students came to Jason Balling about starting up a team, which the boys themselves had to raise funds for. That led to the Warriors having a club team where Balling's players had to use the money raised to buy equipment, jerseys, etc. The hope was to get the varsity squad going by 2020 season. But of course, COVID had other plans. The worst thing about the pandemic was the off-season program. There wasn't any. We weren't allowed to use the facilities at all, so that put them all in a bind the first year program. Some of the kids never picked up a stick till the first day of practice. Last year we practiced 1 week and I'm told, hey, we're going to be taking a break because of the virus. We should be back in probably 2 weeks. We never came back. Can't take any of this for granted, I guess. It was not an ideal first season for the Warriors, finishing with a winless record, but considering the pandemic's wrath with COVID protocols and restrictions, Balling and Tonawanda had a lot on their plates. The Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame introduced its 12-member class of 2021 on June 23rd in 2021 at Buffalo Riverworks. This event marked the 31st class to be inducted into the Hall of Fame since its inception in 1991 and brings the total membership to 364. This piece is written by John Flynn, supervisor of the town of Tonawanda. In this month of tremendous celebration as the United States marks its semi-quincentennial, it is worth taking a moment to point out some of the individuals, institutions, and organizations that helped build the town of Tonawanda into what it is today, a great place to live, work, and play. First, a bit of history. In the 1600s, the area was visited by French missionaries and explorers, and later by traders, settlers, and military personnel, as Tonawanda became an important crossroads in America's westward expansion. The British captured the territory from the French in 1759, yielding it to the United States in 1796. During the War of 1812, they burned the village of Tonawanda and Buffalo. Over time, there were countless developments that led to growth and made Tonawanda a destination. Construction of the Erie Canal in the 1820s brought a new wave of workers and settlers. With the opening of the canal linking Lake Erie and the Hudson River and the resulting increase in trade and traffic, the area developed swiftly. Heavy industry remains a centerpiece of the town today. General Motors took a risk nearly 100 years ago when it built what was first known as the Chevrolet Motor and Axle Plant. Since 1938, GM has been a major employer in the town. Engine production was paused during World War II for the production of aircraft engines for Allied planes. Today, the plant is known as Tonawanda Propulsion Systems. Highly skilled workers build a variety of engines for Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick. The Sisters of Mercy took a risk when they opened Kenmore Mercy Hospital on Elmwood Avenue in 1951. They recognized the need for compassionate care in the North Downs. With nearly 200 beds, Kenmore Mercy Hospital has adapted to the changing needs of the community, now specializing in, among other things, orthopedic surgery and rehabilitation care. Innovation was at best in 1974 with the formation of the Town of Tonawanda Paramedic Unit, the trailblazing idea of the late town supervisor James V. Ryan, Medical Director Dr. Joseph Takatz III, and the late Labor Relations Director Norman J. Stocker. It is the longest continuing service paramedic union in Western New York and believed to be the oldest in New York State. Since 1975, this elite unit has operated continuously 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Town paramedics provide advanced pre-hospital care to the residents and visitors of both the town of Tonawanda and the village of Kenmore. There are countless stories of the risk-takers who helped build the town of Tonawanda. We can never forget the sacrifice of the generations of men and women who stepped up to wear the uniform in defense of this great nation. We will always honor their sacrifice that has helped ensure all of our freedoms. You can learn much more about the town's 190-year history through the Tonawanda-Kenmore Historical Society and Museum at 100 Kanaki Road, or visit kentonhistory.org. The museum itself is a piece of town history. It is the oldest building in the town and opened as a museum 50 years ago during the bicentennial celebration. Let the America 250 celebrations continue. Let's celebrate the town of Tonawanda, and let's continue to be risk takers to build an even better community for the future. May God bless America and the town of Tonawanda. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Kenton Bee on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Here are some items from what's going on in the Bee. A spaghetti dinner will be served from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on the first Thursday of every month at the Socorro Post, 950 Payne Avenue in North Tonawanda. Takeout available. There is limited seating in the lounge. Price is $8 and includes salad, rolls, and meatballs. Beverages are available in the lounge. On Friday, July 17th, Silver Lining will be held at Kenmore Mercy Auxiliary. Youth Summer Events. COT Neighbors United will host several summer events through the season, including its popular pop-up playgrounds on June 20th, July 18th, and August 15th at Niawanda Park. The organization's Day of Play event will take place September 19th at Veterans Park. The Kenmore Garden Club will meet at 10:30 a.m. on July 14th at 324 Paramount Parkway in Buffalo for a garden stroll of members' landscapes, followed by a bring-your-own picnic. The Blessed Sacrament will host its second annual car show from noon to 4 p.m. on Sunday, July 19th in the parking lot of 263 Claremont Avenue in Tonawanda. Car entry fee is $15 pre-registration or $20 day of. All models, makes, and years are welcome to showcase. Attendees can expect dash plaque awards, food, music, and a 50-50 raffle. Interested vendors can get a 10-foot space for $25. For more information, contact Jo Marie Dickinson at yahoo.com. The show will go on rain or shine. For more information, contact Debbie at 716-834-4282 or Paul at 716-868-1613. Rainforest Falls, Exploring the Nature of God, will be held from 9 a.m. to noon from July 27th to the 31st at St. Martin Lutheran Church, 322 All Falls Boulevard in North Tonawanda. A free community celebration marking America's 250th anniversary will take place Saturday, August 1st at Old Fort Niagara. The event, scheduled from 5:30 to 10 p.m., will feature a live drone show by Skyworks, food vendors, and musical performances. Entertainment will include the Niagara County-wide America 250 Concert Band, David and Ginger Hillebrand, and the U.S. Army Band. The drone show will highlight the nation's semi-quincentennial celebration with aerial displays over the historic fort. Campfire Story Nights. Story Nights will take place from 6 to 7:30 p.m. on Tuesdays, July 14th, 28th, August 11th, and 25th at the Jefferson Youth Center. You have been listening to a reading of articles and features from the Kenton Bee in Buffalo, from the Kenton Bee every Sunday from 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Dave. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private not-for-profit organization. As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, or any questions you may have And please stay with us. Arena Buffalo News is coming up next.
The following program is intended for